Hey, what's up guys? It is Rob from Movie Review Time, and this is a brand new video for you. COVID edition, I guess. As you can see, COVID edition, why not? We're in the middle of a pandemic, let's go for it, right? But anyway, I just saw the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, and man, that movie looks amazing. I mean, the visuals, the fights, the monsters just look so good. So I cannot wait for that. And I'm a huge fan of the original King Kong vs. Godzilla. So I thought, why not? Let's try to rank all the King Kong films. Now, here's the thing. I'm talking about the main King Kong films. I'm not talking about the sequels. Okay, I'm not talking about King Kong Lives. I'm not talking about Son of Kong. I'm not talking about all those knockoffs or whatever you want to say. I'm basically talking about the main films, okay? So, I'm going to rank them, and really quick, I'm going to show you guys the movies that I'm going to be ranking. So, here we have the 1933 classic, King Kong, which is awesome. Then we have the 1976 version of King Kong with Jessica Lange. Then we have Kong Skull Island. We have the original King Kong vs. Godzilla. I believe it was 1962. And then we have the 2005 Peter Jackson King Kong. So those are the 5 King Kong movies that I'm going to be ranking. You might say, well, King Kong vs. Godzilla is not really in that fashion of King Kong films. But actually it is, because King Kong vs. Godzilla actually seems kind of like a origin King Kong story. They go to the island, they see the, the tribe members there, and then they discover Kong for the first time, and so they try to make him fall asleep so they can get him on a raft to go fight Godzilla. So, in a way, it is its own film. It's contained with the two monsters coming at each other. So, that's how I'm going to be ranking these. And I'm going to be ranking them worst to best. And I just want to stress that I do like all of these films. So if it becomes, to where I rank one, number 5, doesn't mean that I don't like it. Alright, so, here's my ranking of the King Kong films. Coming in at number 5 is King Kong 2005, directed by Peter Jackson. This movie is visually stunning. I do like Naomi Watts and Jack Black and Adrien Brody. Jack Black was hysterical. But it's basically a remake of the original 1933 classic. And, the fight scenes are very good. The monsters are pretty cool. It's just a very, very long, drawn-out movie. And it's funny because the 1933 version, I was never really bored. This movie does have some really, really slow parts that just make me just want to be like, okay, let's get moving here. Some of these characters I don't care about. Let's get going. But I will say, like, the island people are really, really creepy looking. And I do like the way Kong looks. I just thought Kong should have been bigger. They kind of make him kind of like a real ape. Like how a real ape would stand on his, front arms, kind of lean on his front arms a little bit. And that's how he supports himself. Instead of just standing straight up on his 2 legs, they kind of make him move like a real ape. And that's fine, but I just prefer the other way that they choose to showcase King Kong. But Peter Jackson likes to make these long movies. Lord of the Rings, perfect example, but I love those freaking films. But like I said, this is good. It is good. It's just not the one that I would watch over the others. So this one comes in at number 5. All right. Coming in at number 4 is the 1962 classic King Kong vs. Godzilla. This movie is awesome. If you like the Toho Godzilla stuff, where he's fighting these monsters, King Kong kind of joins into the mix fighting that kind of Godzilla. It's very cheesy, but that's the charm with these films. They destroy buildings, people are running around screaming. Oh, and I just want to mention this, okay? The people that are out there saying that they hope that this new King Kong vs. Godzilla movie doesn't have any human characters, I don't know what you're even talking about, because if you've ever seen any kind of Godzilla film, or even this film, there are tons of human characters in here. There are tons of military, scientists, different kinds of businessmen, different kinds of people, different kinds of stories. Do you really care about them? Not really, but I just don't understand it. People who are fans of these movies pretty much trash these new movies, saying that they focus on the humans. You cannot have monsters fighting each other on planet Earth without humans being there. It's just not possible. Unless you're going to make it to where humans didn't exist. But you know what I'm saying? It's really stupid when I hear that. I don't understand it. Anyway, King Kong versus Godzilla. I love the story. Godzilla's running rampant. So they get King Kong. They discover that King Kong's on this island. They make him fall asleep. They get him on a raft, and they have him fight Godzilla. And it's really cool. Like, I just like the fight scenes. They're basically guys in suits. And, I don't know, it's done very well. I love watching this. I actually own this on VHS twice. It was like a clamshell, and then it was a regular VHS cover. Then I got it on DVD, and now I have it here on Blu-ray. So, yeah, really, really cool movie. Love it. Coming in at number 3 is a movie that totally surprised me. It's a part of this new MonsterVerse, of course, and it is Kong Skull Island. They did a very, very good job with this. Reintroducing Kong to a newer generation, and also making him look different than he did in any of the other movies. I mean, the closest iteration, King Kong is so big in this movie, and he stands on both of his legs. He just stands up. The closest thing I can say that is to Kong and Kong Skull Island is the 1976 version with Jessica Lange. That is probably the closest, because he is huge in this movie too, and he stands on just his 2 legs. So, I was really happy to see that. I was really happy to see that he's so massive and so giant. And the story is very, very different in this one. The scientists go to this island, and they have this hollow Earth theory where there's these titans, or these huge animals living underneath the Earth's crust, and there's like hollow caverns and stuff under there. They have this theory, and it comes true when they go on this island. They see Kong, and there's these other monsters there, and I love the comedy in this and the characters. Tom Hiddleston, you got Samuel L. Jackson, you basically got Nick Fury, Loki, and you got Brie Larson, and you got Captain Marvel all in one movie. John C. Reilly, John Goodman, excellent cast in this movie. The visuals are fantastic, the fights are fantastic. It's just it's a different King Kong. There is kind of an origin story to it, because as the movie progresses, you get to see Kong's family. You get to learn a little bit about the history of Kong and the people that live on the island. So in a way, it's a different iteration of Kong, and I like that. So yeah, this movie surprised me. It is my favorite out of the MonsterVerse movies, the new ones like Godzilla, and then Godzilla King of the Monsters. So that is number 3. Number 2 is the 1976 version of King Kong with Jessica Lange. This was her film debut, and I had a huge crush on her. She's so good looking in this. You got Jeff Bridges. This movie scared me. I saw this movie at a very young age, and it is very graphic. It really is. When King Kong gets shot up at the end of this, he gets shot by these military helicopters with machine guns, and it's bloody. King Kong just sitting there, he's all bloody, and he's getting shot, and like his flesh is tearing off and all that stuff, and he's holding himself, and he's just bloody all over. They never really did that in any other Kong movie. It is crazy, crazy bloody. He gets this snake, and he tears it in half. You can see the guts of the snake, and there's I don't know, this movie has a lot of balls, in my opinion. But they go to this island looking for like the resources, and then they find these tribespeople, and it's kind of like the other ones. The tribespeople basically kidnap Jessica Lange. They offer her to Kong. Kong likes her, and so then you have the Kong-woman relationship, how they have in the other films. And they do that part kind of like the original, but there's a lot of changes that they do in this one. But I don't know. I love the way Kong looks in this. It's a guy in a bodysuit, but they did it so well with the way he moves his mouth, and he just looks menacing. He looks intimidating. He really does. He's sitting there walking, knocking over trees, like, get out of my way. You know what I'm saying? And it's very good. Guys, if you haven't seen the 76 version, I highly recommend this one. Not enough people talk about the 76 version. Now, King Kong Lives is a different story. That's a sequel to this. Whatever. So, you guys probably figured out what my #1 favorite King Kong film or favorite version, and that is the 1933 classic. They did stuff in this movie that people still cannot figure out how they did it. There's a lot of hush-hush on the technology and how they did certain things. It has some of the best special effects and camera angles that I've ever seen in a movie, and especially like a creature feature or a monster movie. The way they did this stuff is just so inspiring, even. I mean, these guys worked their ass off trying to get these shots, and this the way the creatures moved and growled, and the sounds and the fights themselves, and in Kong. Kong himself, you never seen anything like this in 1933. But, Fay Wray, she was very good in this. And, you always have to have a damsel in distress. That's the point of these films. You have the girl who needs to be rescued. But at the same time, there's a relationship between the ape and the girl. But, yeah, the effects are just, they're so amazing. Even today, I still think they hold up just as good. It was, I think it was me, my dad, and my 2 sons, Logan and Landon, who are 6 years old. We were watching this on TV, and even they were like, wow, that's awesome. Like, oh, look at King Kong, he's doing that. They were saying that to a movie that came out in 1933. There's still some hope for this generation. There's some hope here. I mean, honestly, I already know it's a good film, but to have my 6-year-old kids watch this and be like, wow. I mean, it's in black and white, for crying out loud. Anyway, excellent film. Probably one of the best creature features ever made in history. Right here. So, that is my ranking of the main King Kong films. Okay? And I was going to do the one for Godzilla, but Godzilla, there are just so many. There are so many iterations of Godzilla. There's so many movies. It'd be hard to even try to do that. But King Kong, it was a little bit more simple. I might actually do a Godzilla video talking about maybe my favorite Godzilla films. Or even do my top 10. Maybe my top 10 favorite Godzilla films. I don't know. I'll do something for Godzilla, hopefully, before the new movie comes out. But guys, that new movie is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of my ranking down in the comments. And if you want to do a video response, please do. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. I know I've been kind of, away from YouTube a little because I'm still trying to figure out things. And yeah, I've run into some problems again with YouTube's copyright system with the intro that I worked really hard on. And it really angered me. It really did. I don't know what's going on. It's like you can't do anything. You cannot do anything on YouTube. You just got to do a video of you sitting in front of the camera with no creativity, and that's it. That's all you can do. So that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So whatever. As long as you guys are here and you enjoy it, fine. I'm going to do it. Alright, so stay tuned for more videos, guys. Subscribe for more content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.